Awesome. That makes us live both on Facebook and YouTube. Good evening and welcome everyone to Master PraQ Day 1. And today we have with us none other than Colonel Aditya Singhal ji. Before we begin the program, we would request our participants to introduce themselves. Maybe come on the camera, say a couple of words, and introduce themselves to us. Please. I'm sorry if you guys could hear that again. I just didn't realize it was playing in my background yet. Uh, okay. Awesome. We have Rahul Patki sir. Sir, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, good evening all, and it's nice to be here. And it's like initiative by Rajvi and Sushant sir. So definitely, it's a very good reason to join in. And the reason I'm here is like definitely Aditya sir. So no means like we can't expect anything. Just be there is important because he's my mentor, he's my family member, and being there is important. We will definitely receive some good vibes, good inspiration. It's always there. So just because of Aditya sir, I'm here. And yeah, about me, I'm like a grow rich partner for whoever interested in like a grow interested in holistic growth in life. So I have 15 years experience with the industry and some like a 2-3 years experience with students helping their finding their purpose and working on their finances kind of things. So definitely I will get something related to my goal also. So that's the reason I'm here. Okay, that's about me.
Pleasure having you in the room, sir. It is our absolute pleasure to have you here with us. Do we have more people who want to introduce themselves? Ooh, okay. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. We do have a couple of people in the waiting room. I'm just getting them on, and we have a couple of people watching us live on Facebook and YouTube, which is amazing. Meenal ma'am, may I please request you to come up and introduce Brain Rhyme to all of us?
Yes.
Thank you.
A very warm welcome to all my dear friends. This is Meenal from the desk of Brain Rhyme. I would take this opportunity to introduce Brain Rhyme and its working. Brain Rhyme is a cognitive development organization that works on to the cognitive development of individuals. So for students, professionals, and senior citizens. Since 2010, we are working with these programs and based on neuroscience, memory, and neuropsychology. There are various programs for students and working professionals that, we identify the areas where there is improvement needed in the individual and then work towards the development and identify the missing links and how we can help the individual perform better. The concept is based on how a brain works, and once we understand that for ourselves, we are definitely able to perform better and process it. So different area, the challenges that are faced by students and professionals may be receiving the information, processing it, retrieving it, attention span, and identifying the missing links. These are just a few. The list is even more. Those students who wish to evolve, change, and transform are welcome to join our different programs. I would like to share Brain Rhymes Association at national and international level. At national level, Brain Rhyme is associated with memory in UK, with International Association of Memory, UK in India, affiliated to International Sports and ICT India, board member of Asia Africa Development Council, and Innovative Society of India. These are also just a few associations. The list goes on. I again welcome my all dear friends on behalf of Brain Rhyme for this wonderful program of career guidance and coaching with Colonel Aditya sir. Over to Rajvi. Please introduce sir and let us take the program forward, not taking much of your time.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's an absolute pleasure to introduce Sir and his amazing work to the audience today. So Colonel Aditya Singhal ji is a veteran from Armored Corps with a 33 years experience in variety of operational, training and development, equipment management, administrative and HR management roles in the Armed Forces, National Cadet Corps, and training establishment. He's also an ICCC certified career coach, career mentor, and NLP practitioner, and a graphology and signal analysis. He has his mission to coach, mentor, and guide the youth to become the best versions of themselves. It is an absolute pleasure to have you with us here today, and I hope this session is eye-opening for each one of us. A quick reminder to all our audience, please keep yourselves on mute while the program is being conducted. We will all take in your question and answers after Sir has stopped sharing his tips and techniques. I'm sorry for that. So keep yourself still mute till the question and answer round comes up, and we hope you all take in a lot from today's session. Thank you so much all for joining in, and Aditya sir, the stage is all yours now.
Thank you, Rajvi. It's been a great honor for me to be here on this platform of Brain Rhymes. And I hope I'll be able to do justice to what people are expecting from me. And so as the topic of our talk is basically about what is the importance of career guidance for the youth today, and how is it going to help them in selecting the right career, then thereafter excelling at it, and also for those who want to convert their passion into profession, how to go about that. So before I go and talk about the career guidance per se, I'll just start with a story of my own. When I was in school a long time back, from 10th to 11th, we did not have any system of any guidance. There were very limited options available to us. After 10th, you could either select science or arts or commerce. And science also, it was very clear, either you go in for engineering or you go in for medicine. And similarly, those who wanted to go in for administrative services used to select arts, and those who wanted to go become chartered accountant used to select commerce. And so it was a traditional system which was being followed, and it has still being followed in a lot of schools, and especially in the rural areas, in the state boards, because the facilities are available in the schools are very limited. And the reasons are twofold. One is the availability of qualified teachers. Secondly, also the availability for facilities in terms of infrastructure and other things related to them. Even today, if you ask any student who are in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, most of them are either preparing for IIT, NEET, or those exams, or they are preparing for medical. Some of new options have come up, like some people have started preparing for law, but however, still at the after 10th, especially in 11th, 12th, it is more like a rat race wherein everybody is going by the peer pressure. Either engineering or medicine are still the most preferred options among the students. And one more reason is that there are, even though as per the CBSE compendium of courses, there are almost 113 different subjects, career options and courses which are available for students to select at the 11th standard, when they finish their 10th board and come to 11th and they start selecting the subjects. However, in most of the schools, you have very, very limited subjects available to them, very limited combinations also, especially most in the government schools and the CBSE schools. However, in some of the international schools, IB or ICSC, the options may be slightly more. However, most of the cases, the options are still very limited. Only differences, in addition to physics, chemistry, and math, you also have computer sciences. You also have physical education, and in certain schools, you have different combination of the economics and geography or other such related subjects. But at the school level, students are still going by the standard selection of subject because of the availability. However, when they finish their 12th board exams. Thereafter, suddenly they find the options are more. You can become a lawyer. You can go in for liberal arts. You can go in for hotel management. You can also go in for to become a BBA or MBA, and you also have integrated courses which have come up. However, for a normal student, these options or information is not available. That's why there is a very, very important requirement of career guidance at the level of not a 10th, but I would say it should start from 9th standard, because 9th is the foundation. 9th, 10th for your 10th board, and thereafter, so that once you are clear about what you want to do, then you can select the subjects and you can accordingly prepare yourself. One more reason is that because of the pandemic situation for the last 2 years, there's a lot of uncertainty among the students and the parents. Because like this year, both 10th and 12th exams have been cancelled. There's still not very any clarity in terms of when the result will be, how they will be calculated, how they will be declared, and thereafter what will be the procedure for selection of subject either at 11th or those who are passing their 10th standard, and also at the undergraduate level for those who want to finish their 12th. So these are certain reasons which have created a lot of confusion, not only in the minds of the children, but also in the minds of the parents. Another reason is that most of us, not only the students, but even the parents are not aware about the most of the things which are there. And if we do research on our own, our research is very, very limited. That is why we need specialist people who have the entire knowledge and who can give the entire thing, give you a wider perspective of what are the options available to you. Then second thing is identify your own interest and own aptitude. How do you do that? So for example, if you some of the schools do have these career counselors in the schools, but they also have a very limited resources available to them. So most of the time, what they do is they outsource these services to certain institutes who conduct aptitude tests for the students in the 10th. Based on the aptitude test, they would create give the report and then tell them what are their interests or what are their capabilities, but when it comes to selecting the subjects, again options are limited. That is why career guidance is very important in the present day scenario for everyone, and it should start from 9th standard rather than we wait for 10th or maybe even 11th, because career planning is a very, very important thing for every child today. One more reason is awareness is also increasing. If you see earlier, especially if you go in for the admission trend, which is there for Delhi University, even if you have got 98% marks, in your 12th board, after that also it is very difficult for you to get admission to a good college because it is all based on your merit. And almost in the present day scenario, almost everybody is getting 10 out of 10 score. And if somebody wants to change your subject, like I've done my 12th in science and now I want to go for arts or commerce. So there have been cases where even after having 100% marks, you are not assured of a admission in the course which you need. So these are certain reasons why there's a requirement of systematic career guidance to the students right from the 9th standard. And for that, you need to have trained teachers or trained counselors in the school, available to the school. This is one aspect which is lacking in our education system. And that is why, especially observed after the pandemic situation arise, a lot of institutions are conducting these specialized courses for career guidance and mentoring. And what they are doing is they are looking for people who already have experience in a particular field and who have their children who are already in 9th, 10th, or maybe at that level, so that they understand the requirement of the children. They also understand what are the requirements of industry. And once they have acquired the necessary expertise or skills, and they also have the tools available to them, then they can guide the children in a much better manner, and they'll also help them in selecting the career which they are looking for. So that is one part. Then second thing which comes to our mind is how we always keep on talking about convert your passion into profession. But when it comes to implementing it on ground, you do not have the facilities available to the children. How do you do that? So perforce they are forced to, especially at the school level, you either do science or math or arts or commerce, basic subjects, conventional subjects, I would say. Thereafter, then you have start preparing for entrance examinations for various tests. And if you are able to crack that exam, and if you are able to get through it, then you get the required colleges. And especially the situation is very, very difficult, very tough, especially for medicine, in the field of medicine, I would say, because the colleges are limited, good colleges are limited. They have got very limited number of seats. We have already seen in this last 1.5 years how woefully short of trained medical professionals we are there in the country. That is why we had been facing such a tough time during this pandemic. Plus, in addition, another trend which has started is that liberal arts is becoming a more favored option for a lot of students, because, but not in the government colleges. Most of the private universities which are there, like you have Ashoka universities in Delhi, you have Symbiosis universities in Pune, then you also have Christ University in Bangalore, and some more new universities which are coming up. They are offering a wider variety of options for students to select the subject. But the thing is, how do I, as a student, decide which subject is suitable to me? There's nothing is available to me. That is why there is a requirement of a systematic manner wherein these things can be done for the students. So that is as far as when we come to the part of importance of career guidance and mentoring, and also how it can help the students. Now, most of the institutes who are conducting these programs, like you have a organization called Mindler, which is a Delhi-based organization. Then you also have another career mentors in Pune called Dheya Career Mentors. And similarly, every I would say state has got some organization who have started training professionals who are available to provide these services, but our mindset is still not changed. The moment you offer not only parent, even if you go to a school and say tell them that you are providing these services, first thing is they'll ask you for generic information. The moment you tell them that you have to carry out psychometric test with those, then we will do a talk to the child and the parent, and then based on the requirement, we'll find a common ground to provide the correct advice. People are not ready to invest money in education. There's one more thought process which I personally feel is that if I am not spending money on my child's education, I'm investing in my child's education by providing him or her the best possible resources, so that he or she can select the right career as per his or her aptitude and interest, and thereafter excel in that. So that mindset has to be changed at the level of the parents. So I personally feel even the parents need to be given guidance while helping their children to select the right career. Obviously, it cannot be left to the child himself or herself alone. And so the another thing which has taken place is recently the government has announced a new education policy which claims that all these problems which are being faced by the present educational system will be taken care of. However, do we have the required infrastructure or resources already in place on ground? That is again a big question mark, which all of you, especially the parents, must be facing. And similarly, the educators also facing the similar kind of problem. We have among us in the audience, there's a certain people who are already in this field of career counseling and career guidance. They would agree with me on this particular aspect. And that is one more, I would say, requirement or of the society or of the children which made me come into this field. One more experience I would like to share with you is I commanded a NCC battalion in Gujarat and also in Karnataka. We had young school children coming to us who were joining NCC, but again they did not have the facility or the resources available to them to know what they can do in their career, especially those who are in the rural area. Those students or parents who are staying in the metro cities or bigger cities, they still have these information available. But for those who are in the rural areas, they still do not have anything available to them. So that is another reason why we need to, give more focus on career guidance and coaching to the students, starting from 9th standard, I would say. Now, next we come on to what are the top trending careers post the COVID environment. As all of you must have seen in the last 1.5 years, people, because of the lockdown and created because of COVID situation, a lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of traditional industries have come to a halt. Only thing which is still running and which is the education industry. All schools are still functioning. They are working on online mode. The teachers are working overtime. My wife herself is an educationist. I have seen she sits on a workstation 8 o'clock and there's no end time. So earlier we used to feel very happy that work from home is such a good option for us. You can work at your own pace, at your own convenience. But now this is not a easy task, especially the teachers and those who are in the education system at any level. So because of this, most of the traditional careers which were available to students are becoming redundant, except for those in the manufacturing industry or in the infrastructure. Otherwise, the entire your working environment is changing over to a remote workstation or virtual platform, like what we are here interacting with each other is using this online platform. So similarly, most of the systems have switched over to that. That is why now requirement has increased in the terms of there are 5 main, I would say, emerging careers which are coming up in the next few years. First is related to your cloud computing. Second is data analyst and data, I would say, the information security. Big data analysis is another emerging field which is coming up in a big way. And since there is increased reliance on internet and online platform, information security or cyber security is another field which is taking a very, very important role, and it is going to be so in the near future. In addition, digital marketing, software development, software applications, business development, these are some of the emerging fields which are coming up in the near future. So, however, in case of any specific queries somebody would have, I would take on that part separately. But this is what I wanted to tell you in general. What is the situation as on today, as it stands today? So that is all from my side, Rajvi. You can move forward the discussion from here onwards.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sir, for this eye-opening session for each one of us. The stage is now all open for all our participants to asking their questions, or if they have anything for sir, it's all yours now. Awesome. Any questions from our audience? Ji Chandrasekhar ji. Sorry, Chakradhar ji. So sorry. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. So I want to ask Aditya ji, what does he see the future of EdTech business in India? It's,
I think,
please. Yes, sir.
So Chakradhar, EdTech business, I think you are the best person to answer. We are already into this field. But yes, today, because most of the courses are running online, but still the problem is that the infrastructure and the availability is not at the has still not gone down to the grassroots level. So what I have also realized while interacting with a lot of educators and those who are in the business of schools, that in the bigger cities also people are facing problems in terms of
connectivity,
availability of resources, connectivity, network issues, then also availability of devices. For example, we have seen so it is a very common problem being faced by most of the families where you have 2 or 3 children. You've got only one device. Now, how do you manage that?
Yes,
and where the husband and wife are also working, they are doing their work online, plus their children also have to study, they also need a device. So they are facing a lot of problems, and so this is something which we still have not been able to find a solution to, though everything is online, everything has gone online.
No, sir, considering all the challenges, what do you think? Where are we heading right now? Are we heading in a right direction? Means, is it going to be completely online, or is it going to be the same conventional way which we were doing, like lockdown opens and all COVID situation gone? So will it be going to be the conventional way, or it is going to be the online thing? What do you think?
So Chakradhar, what I feel, whatever interaction I had with various people and various forums where we had this discussion is, till the time lockdown is on, so we will continue with the online system. But even after the lockdown is removed, we will still follow. It may not be fully a physical format. It might be a kind of a hybrid model wherein partly it would be online, partly it would be classroom training, because of the present, I would say, restrictions in terms of non-availability of medical devices, non-availability of vaccine to the students, especially those who are in the schools, even colleges. So they are going to conduct online, and once this open, they still say 50% attendance. That means 50% will be attending the class in the classroom, and 50% will be attending the thing on the using the
Online.
virtual platform. So it may continue like this for another 2 to 3 years in most of the cases. And wherever it is not possible, then especially if you see at the villages and grassroots level, there I think that they are still following the same traditional system, because they do not have access to the online platform available to them. Yeah, absolutely.
Agree.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, Chakravar.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an insightful question. Any else? I
Hello.
see.
Yeah.
Roma ji, would you like to add something? Yeah, you are a expert. That's why.
No.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to ask you, Aditya ji, it was a very good session. I just wanted to ask you that, this psychometric assessment,
Yeah.
which one do you use? And I mean, what does that tell exactly? And how do you relate that to careers?
So what is so it is like there is basically it is just the organization with whom I am working. I like I trained and I am associated with is called the Deha Career Mentors, and similarly other I would say organizations who are doing this are mostly that is basically my mental aptitude test, series of tests which they give the child to go through. Thereafter, they do the analysis and they come out with the based on the aptitude test result, then the interest of the student, and they try to match both of them, and then they try to they really do not pinpoint a particular career. They give you options of 3 to 4 careers wherein that student can do well, or they can you can say they can progress better. And thereafter, what the system will say for that, once we have given the options to the child and the parent, then they also have to do their own little bit of research in terms of, they will also give them the resources so that they carry out this their own study, and then they come on to a, I would say, more what do you call considered decision, because you have considered the information which is available to you in terms of your aptitude, in terms of your interest. Then also it also takes into consideration the what do you say, financial status of the parents, and thereafter they decide which particular career or this thing has to be selected. But right now what I see actually happening on ground is, ma'am, especially at the school level, we are still restricted to the traditional subjects. There's no change at the school level. However, once you come to the undergraduate level, then the scope increases a little lot. You have more options, and that is where the students can go into non-traditional areas also, like which has started happening now.
Okay. So, sir, you mean that at school level, when you guide something which is non-traditional, then they don't accept, and at graduation level they accept. Is that? I mean, this is what you are trying to say.
Because even if you accept, if, like for example, I tell, based on the aptitude test, and I tell a child that he or she can be very good at, for example, media, mass media and communication. But at the school level, you do not have any subjects available related to that. So then what is the option? Then based on like what we have been following traditionally, based upon your marks in the 10th board, you either select science or arts or commerce, or any of these subjects. So, but what I had been told, and it has been, I don't know, I'm not too sure about it, but it has been said that if you have taken science subjects at the level of 11, 12, then you can do better in any field you decide to go, because you have got a more wider thing. However, if there is a art student or a commerce student, then their options are limited to, they cannot go into a non-arts or non-commerce line. Whereas a science student come into arts and commerce or any field they want to do.
Yes, yes, that is true.
True.
Yes,
However,
that is true.
one more thing is that like government has also started, in certain cases they have started giving you vocational training starting after 11 12, but that too is also very limited. It is not available to all the students, and it's not available in the most of the schools and schools especially.
Yes, yes. Yes, sir. Yeah, that way you are right. I just like to add, as you said. So I just wanted to know. I mean, my experience can be different from yours, so that is why I just asking
Mm-hmm.
you these things because
Yeah,
so I feel that your experience are similar to mine only. And in school,
absolutely.
parents are not ready. And because in school they only know 5 subjects or 7 subjects, and they only know
Absolutely.
maximum 8 to 9 careers. And many of the careers they realize only when they leave the school and they come out in graduation, when they hear so and so has got admission into this, because these careers, most of the people they get admission in desperation, and some of
Absolutely.
them they do very well. So, and that
Mm-hmm.
is true that taking science is safest. Like if you take PCM, then except nutrition, agriculture or medicine, you can get into any career. And if you
Absolutely.
take PCB, then other than engineering related, you can go into any career. So that is why if you are confused, even if you are
Hmm.
average, it is better to take science. Generally
Yeah,
people don't understand that even if you score average, let's say even if you score 70% in science, it's okay. There are so many fields open to you despite that. There are many nursing courses and audiologists and even ITI, etc., where they make very good careers. So that is very true, and you are right. People in the school time, they don't want to, they are not realistic. They don't realize
absolutely,
what
man.
is the word outside school. So once they come out, then by graduation, when they realize ki ye to we have wasted 3 years and we are nowhere, then they start listening. You are absolutely,
Absolutely,
so
man.
we have. Thank you, sir.
So,
Thank you so.
that is why the importance of career guidance comes in key. If we it does not stop only at selecting the subject at your 11th and 12th, but it also has to start from the long term goal. So if you identify what based on your aptitude and your taste and your interest, if you identify which career you want to go in, thereafter you work backward. So you
Right,
plan,
right.
okay, if I have to go, for example, I have to go into mass media. That if I have to go into mass media, what kind of a college is available, what kind of universities are available, what are their requirements, and based on that, then I select a subject at my 11th standard. So
Yes, sir.
then it becomes more systematic, and then the chances of success are also more. Otherwise, you must
Right.
have realized most of the students, what they do is, even parents say कि, you please just finish your graduation, and uske baad mein you can do whatever you so that at least you can get a job anywhere you want to.
Yes,
That
yes.
is
That is
another thing where
absolutely.
that mindset is still there in our minds.
Yes, sir. Sir, you are also right in saying that, we really need to educate parents first, because
Absolutely, man. Hmm.
in schools, let's say some people go for career workshops or somebody outside comes and tells them, but children may understand something, even the school principal, etc., they may also try, but ultimately paymasters are parents, and ultimate decision to
Absolutely,
some
man.
extent depends upon parents. And they still are their own, they have their own peer pressure that, what my neighbor's son is doing and what, no, they still have that glamour of medicine, CA, typical things.
Absolutely.
So until unless their child fails at that, they don't think of something else. So you are very right that parents also need a lot of education, and they don't want to invest in professional education, that is professional guidance, of career counselor. They are very very hesitant.
Hmm.
I really agree with you on all these fronts, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome, ma'am. And there's a report, World Economic Forum report, which was released in 2020, which listed out the emerging skills and emerging job profiles, which will be more relevant post-COVID environment. They had taken into the consideration what was the effect of COVID last year. And as per that, the most emerging careers will be into artificial intelligence and machine learning, data analyst and scientists, information security analysis, IoT, Internet of Things, big data specialists, project managers. Then digital marketing is one very, very emerging field which is coming up. Software applications are there, and business development. And the traditional careers like administration, executive services, general and operation managers, assembly line, factory workers, they all will be becoming redundant because most of the manufacturing industries are also going into automation. They're utilizing robots and all the different automatic systems. So the requirement of manpower as such workforce is also decreasing in these industries. And so connected with this, the emerging skills which that report says will be in high demand are like analytical and thinking and innovation, complex problem solving skills, active learning and learning strategies, critical thinking analysis. These are certain things which are going to be important for anybody to excel in the career of their choice. So
Yes, sir.
that is, then there's another thing which is very common these days, like emotional intelligence is taking a very, very important role. Earlier it was
Right,
IQ,
right,
now it is EQ.
right.
So for that, ma'am, even the not only the students but even the teachers also at the school level are you don't have those kinds of qualified teachers available to school. That's why we are reduced to the traditional subject at school level. But of course, when you come to undergraduate and postgraduate level, then the horizon increases and the options also increases for them.
Yeah, sir, I like to add two more things. One more thing. One is that, maybe, as you said, post-COVID, that maybe new education policy, which offers lot of choices, which is going to end stream system in school. This may bring something good, but a lot depends upon how it is executed. But it seems promising. Like you said, there are fixed streams. So when they don't have fixed streams, maybe, like liberal arts is getting very prominent because it offers
Yes,
different
sir.
combinations. So if that comes at
Absolutely.
school level and is executed properly, because execution can be
Then it will
difficult at
be
school level,
very
be a
successful,
boon.
ma'am.
It will be
That
very
will increase the horizon for the students. Yes,
Yeah, and sir,
definitely.
another thing is that, as you mentioned, post-COVID, I also read somewhere, I don't remember the source, and I'm sorry for keeping my video off, so I hope you don't mind. So the only thing is, that after I also read somewhere that, this generation, who are in 11th, 12th or in graduation now, they may not have a single career like,
Yeah,
older generation had. They will have to they will have to go through many changes, and because things are changing so fast that every 5 to 10 years old methods will be redundant, and they will have to learn new things, so that job security of that government job, etc., this may not be very long, this may not
relevant.
stay very
Yes,
long,
ma'am.
isn't that so? I
Absolutely.
think you also agree with me. So I read that and I found that yes, I mean, people may have 5 to 6 careers in their lifetime. The present generation, I don't know what they are called, generation X or Y, but they may have 4 to 5 careers in their lifetime, not one career or at most 2 careers, like you are having a second career. So that you also chose to, but they may have to have
Absolutely.
4 to 5 careers. So yes, that is really very different scene, and I hope people will really understand and appreciate the help that a career counselor wants to offer. Your whatever services you are offering are very, 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 very useful. I mean, people may not see, it's a plan which you are spending
Absolutely,
money
ma'am.
on, and a lot of and planning is very important. That's very true. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
And we also have a live example in front of us. We have our host Rajvi. Rajvi is a live example how she is using this digital platform to establish a career for herself. She is already I would say entrepreneur in her own right. Am I correct, Rajvi?
Ji, sir, ji. So I am doing social media marketing and graphic designing and studying as well
Yeah.
simultaneously. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay, that's great. That's great. So
So
that's why
lots
your
of
generation is
Lots of youngsters are doing this these days. Lots of youngsters are doing. In fact, if you must have all observed that during the COVID time when the second wave was going on, it was the youngsters who were the schools and school and college kids who organized and resources, and they were providing services to everybody. They were working day and night in terms of finding out availability of beds, availability of medicine, availability of other things, and uh, that is how that is how you're making good use of the digital platform, and it has become a career for them.
Yes, yes, you are, sir. Very, very good example. And if you would have, if you tell any parent when the child is in 10th class that this can be a career, they will be very, they may feel a little offensive, but they don't
Absolutely.
understand. This is so paying. It is so flexible, and freedom also it has. If you are an being an because the mindset is full of that, secure job chahiye, secure money chahiye. To some extent, that is the reason. Maybe we'll
Absolutely.
have to wait for some more time for parents to
Yeah.
change. Yes, yes. Great, great.
I think we have to break the barriers ourselves and then expect the world to do it.
Absolutely.
And
We'll start doing
Absolutely.
this.
so, yes, I just think that I've started it at my home. And then when I meet my friends' parents, I tell them that let them explore their dreams because it is worth it. And I've
So
learned
there's
it
there's
from all of you guys only. Many of you don't know, but I have been with Aditya sir in a training session, and I was with him for 4 weeks. We had done a program together,
yeah.
and in those 4 weeks, sir only and only boosted and motivated me. And every day, not a single day passed by when there was not one message coming from sir, an inspirational message or a tip or something like this he would send on a daily basis that will make me think that
Yeah,
okay, I've chosen the right path and I'm not going the wrong way down. So I think that daily
that's
boost
good
is
to
also
know.
very important. Thank
That's
you.
good to
So
know.
there's one more question which has come to me. I think it has come from Arjun regarding sports as a career. In fact, actually, see, sports is another great career right now with the emergence of IPL, ICL, Indian Kabaddi League, and you have badminton, tennis, TT. Every sport is having their leagues, and the chances of children doing well in sports is amazing. I'll just tell you one example. There's a girl, Mana Patel. She's a national swimming champion. And when I was in Gujarat, that time she was in, I think, sixth or seventh standard. That time she was junior national champion. And now she's in the senior level, and most probably she's going for the Olympics. So that is where the parents. It was the parents who encouraged their children, and they joined. So we as a organization, as a National Cadet Corps, we identified these talents and we promoted them. We sponsored them to so that they could participate in national level championships. And so that is another thing where sports is a very, very, I would say, emerging career wherein children can really do very good. They can really do very well, provided the parents give them the support. Most of the time what happens is parents, they see no pehle padhai karo, sports is the secondary thing. But however, now the system is the entire scenario is changing. And there's one more question from Tejas Singhal. What about graduate and professional career? Can you specify what exactly do you want to ask, Tejas, when you say graduate and professional career?
Tejas, can you please unmute yourself?
Tejas Singhal, if he's in the.
Can you unmute yourself? Hello, Tejas.
I think he's not
If
there,
I'm
but
not
anyway,
wrong,
I'll
she's one of my nodes, and as far as I know, she's doing her 12th right now. I think she's going to
okay.
be asking for that. That how do you pick up careers and how do you go ahead while you're doing your 12th?
So what I would suggest is best would be to get in touch with these organizations or individuals who are providing their services as career counselors. And one more thing I realized, which is which I had also mentioned earlier, is about you're not spending money on utilizing the services of a career counselor. You're investing in their education, because when you have got the information available, then you can make correct decision, career decision for your child, whether it is the parent or the child himself or herself is concerned. So that is one thing which is again a mindset, and I'm sure Romaji would agree when it comes to giving. Everybody wants a free advice in terms of generic. When it comes to generic thing, when the moment you tell them if you want specific one-on-one advice, or if you have to go through a system and you may have to pay for it, then they back out.
Yes,
And then they start thinking,
absolutely.
I'm not ready,
Yes,
we
this
don't want to
is,
do it.
yes, sir. This is experience of many, many, many career counselors. So
Yeah.
that is why parents need more convincing than the children. So you are absolutely right. I agree with you, sir.
So I would like to take 2 minutes here.
Yes, Nindal,
Since
please.
we are nearly closing, approaching the closing time, I think that brain rhyme, and I mean, this has to be a collaborative effort of parents
Yes.
and everyone. And this has to start early. Kids are just, running last minute after the 12th exam, and then they go and start searching,
Absolutely.
and then they find themselves in a soup that I like this, I like this. There are so many things that I like, but then how do I choose? So again, these assessments are just based on few parameters, but if we start working early, we have a large base to, help us sort things for us in our lives. And of course, then
Absolutely.
these all things give us a deep satisfaction and a fulfilled life, more than the commercial receiving. We receive
Absolutely.
a life, we can give a meaning to our lives, which is more important. And these all aspects are really missing in our school base. At the parents base also, they are very much, everybody is into a wrong job, nobody is happy. Why it is that?
Absolutely.
And then what they think is, ये तो ऐसा होता है, it is a part of life. ऐसा जिंदगी तो हमेशा हमारे साथ कुछ ऐसा ही करती है, हमें तो सिर्फ squeeze on करके निकलना है. But the other part is that we can actually avoid all those things if we choose the right career and choose taking the right steps at the right time. Maybe that is what can, give the shift, paradigm shift.
Absolutely. I fully agree with you, Minal. In fact, the system which is being followed by their career mentors is they start from 7th, 8th standard is a time for the start point. 7th, 8th, if you start from there, then you can, actually plan the career of your child in a very much more systematic manner, so that by the time he or she reaches 11th, 12th, they would have a better clarity as to what they want to do. And by the time they do the graduation, that clarity will further strengthen, and so then they'll be ready to do what they want to, whichever field they want to go into. And finally, when it comes to because after graduation is the place wherein you either go in for a job. There are certain careers wherein you can continue the higher studies, you finish your higher studies, and then you pick up a job. The other option is that you after graduation you work for a few years and then go, especially like if you want to do an MBA. MBA, they prefer that you have to have some certain amount of work experience before you do it, because then only you will be able to, get the best tips. And there was some question by somebody regarding brain boosting. I think here we have Mr. Chakradhar, Dikshit, and even Brain Rhyme organization itself would be able to throw much more light on this particular aspect.
Yes, sir.
So should we keep some questions holding? I mean, if required, we can have another session since we should
Absolutely.
not
I think we are running out of time, so
Yeah.
they can get in touch with us in an offline mode.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. So our details are already mentioned, and I mean, you have the registration and other part, you can definitely get in touch with us, and we would love to work on this part, because the main objective of everybody is to unleash the hidden potential in each one of us.
Absolutely.
And getting a better future for all of us. A better future in the sense, not in the monetary terms, but a fulfilling and a meaningful future.
Absolutely.
A happy, yeah. So, yes. Sir.
Thank you very much, Minal. Thank you
sir.
for giving me this opportunity to interact with the audience. And any specific questions, they can always get in touch with us on one-on-one basis. We'll be able to find some solution for them.
Aditya, sir, would you mind
And
dropping your contact details in the chat box so that people can?
Okay, I'll just do that. Yeah.
That would be amazing.
And we are happy to organize such sessions again and again. So do put in a request if you are interested. We can have another session.
We do have Master PraQs every Friday and Saturday. If you want Aditya sir to come in again, do request us in, and we would of course have him again with us. And if you want to be a speaker at Master PraQ, either of the Friday or Saturday, coming Friday, Saturday, feel free to send us a text again, and we would love to host you as well on Master PraQ. It's a tip-based platform. Come in, share tips and techniques that all our participants can execute right after this meeting ends. A warm thanks to all of you for joining in today and for sparing your 1 hour of Friday with us. It's a warm thank you from the entire team of BrainRhyme. It's our pleasure to host each one of you here, and we hope you enjoyed today's program. If you would want to watch the program again, feel free to go onto the YouTube channel of Rajvi Talks or the Facebook of BrainRhyme. You'll be able to watch this program. Thank you so much all for joining in, and have a great weekend ahead. Aditya sir, I hope you've dropped in your contact details.
I'm just posting it. Yes, here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Banerjee. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rahul sir. Thank you so much for joining in.
Yeah, Raju, I have put the details in the chat box.
Awesome. So anyone who wants to connect to Aditya sir for a one-on-one or for any other help, that's the contact detail for you in the chat box. Thank you so much for joining in. Have a great weekend ahead, and we will see you all tomorrow, same time, 8:30 p.m. And tomorrow we'll be talking about happy families and how you all can have a happy family and the tips that you should all take in mind to have a happy family. See you all tomorrow, 8:30, and goodbye for now.